Hello and welcome back to AAFT 24x7. This is your host Lishika and this is the day third of the 9th Global Fashion Design Week. Today we have a very renowned personality with us, Mr. Ankit Nagpal, who is a director of Bang on Target PR, Groom to Bloom, Groom Academy, a pageant coach. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much.
So could you please tell us something about your journey, about your life?
Well, you've already mentioned and you've very well introduced me. Thank you, firstly. Yes, I run a PR company with the name of Bang on Target PR and Media Solutions. And majorly, what the company focuses on that we are mediators between the media and the client. So we are very well connected with all the newspapers, magazines, TV channels, and radio channels, influencers and bloggers, of course, and all socialites all in across Delhi NCR. Of course, pan India as well if you go other cities. Other than that, I run a grooming academy, as you mentioned very rightly. It's called Groom to Bloom by Ankit Nagpal. So we train models for different levels of fashion and pageantry. Not only that, we have a lot of people who join us who don't want to get into the fashion line, but they just want to get groomed. It could be their etiquettes, it could be their mannerism, it could be their personality, it could be their poise, how they stand, how they pose, their confidence, a lot of such other things which in day a lot of people face but they don't admit. So we take care of that segment as well. And yes, I've done more than 50 shows as a jury, done a lot of shows with Shilpa Shetty, Govinda, Malaika Roda, Ran Vijay, Prince Narula, and so on. So that's been the professional journey.
Very nice, sir. So something, so as you have seen many fashion shows here, so any topic or any like advice that you would like to give the fashion designers here?
See, advice is, I would say an advice plus a compliment. So let's take it in two ways. Compliment that everybody is doing a great work. I've been associated to AAFT for several years. Sandeep ji and I go very, very long way. And almost every season, every year, when you have your global fashion and design week, I'm the one who's associated as your PR and getting all the right guests who should be attending the event. So I have seen the show being, getting into another heights day by day and year by year. So every year I come, you give me surprises. The show has another level altogether, and it's wonderful. So the compliment to the students is that I think their class of work is improving. The designs that they are creating are unique, and the show has now, I think, has beaten a lot of international standards. What AFT is doing is something. I have traveled the world. I've been to Milan, I've been to Paris, I've been to London, I've seen fashion all over the world. But when I see AFT, a small little things, nitty gritty of stuff, how it should be executed, the choice of music, the choice of, designs, the concept, picking up on a country and creating an entire collection is wonderful. So that is a compliment. Now coming on to the advice. So I always think there should be a good and bad both. So till you don't, criticism is always nice as well. So for the students, I have one thing to say since I see from the grooming perspective. I see students, they've done such wonderful designs, but when they come on stage and when they walk at the end, at the head ramp, when they come and pose for their designs, there I feel that they need to be trained. They need to be taught a certain things. Like sometimes I saw the designers came, the students came, and they just walked out. They didn't give the whole pose, or they didn't come to the front to the head ramp and pose properly with the model. That lack of a little confidence I felt in the kids. Their work is brilliant. The designs are fabulous. I can't even doubt that. But when it comes for their stage presence, I think there's something needs a little bit of touch up.
All right. So we will work on that. So any new trend or something always comes
Right.
in the next years will always come. So any new trend in the grooming or fashion style that you love the most?
सी ट्रेंड्स कहते हैं ना वक्त की खासियत है जो बदलता रहता है तो उसी हिसाब से ट्रेंड इज मेंट टू बी चेंज्ड every season, every year you will find a new trend. But I still feel what remains constant is your simplicity. So I would always say what I love about a person, I'll get into it, probably the kind of change in your question to your answer is whatever year, whatever season you talk about, personality makes the most difference. You wear anything. You wear what kind of clothes you want to wear. At the end of the day, you should know how to carry it. I always say in my sessions that, somebody wearing Indian attire, fully covered, in a sari or something, can even look vulgar. Somebody in a bikini or in a beachwear can look classy. It is all about how you carry yourself and how you walk with it, how you carry the personality. So what stays constant is, I think, the personality in every season, in any trend, in lifetime.
So, according to you, the main qualities that a model should have or a designer should have, both should have.
See, firstly, talking about a model, I think a model is a complete package. I cannot, when I enroll people also in my academy, I'm very careful about it that, I do not take anybody who does not maybe meant for modeling. It's wrong. Or I'm sure a lot of companies do that for the sake of money. For me, it is about my reputation. So if I am training somebody, I need to make sure that person gets the right platform as well in times to come. So somebody, if I would not say somebody's not worth it, everybody is worth it. But somebody who's not meant for that profession is something where I would feel I may not endorse that person. So like I said, as a model, I think it's a complete package. You need to have a good personality. For a runway model, you need to have a good height. If you're a print model, you can even do if you're 5'1", 5'2". But for a runway and international standards, I think you need to be at least 5'8", 5'9", so you could wear a 5-inch heels over that. And plus, of course, how you should carry yourself. Communication is very important. A lot of models feel that we are good looking, that's enough. No, that's not enough. When you're good looking, but you need to even have a personality to talk and the right, stage presence, that's very important. So like I say, it's a complete package when it comes to a model. But when it comes to a designer, on the contrary, it is not a complete package. It is all about skill based. And for a designer, I would feel he or she should know their work the best. They should know what kind of fabrics to work on, what kind of designs are in, what trends are in, like you asked me in the previous question. And of course, more importantly, they should know your job at the end of the day. They don't need to look good. They don't need to be confident. When I'm talked about being confident on stage is because at some point of time, they have to come on the stage to showcase their designs and their collection, which they're doing now. That is when I mentioned that little bit of stage presence is important. But otherwise, looks make no difference. And anyway, I think looks are not important at all in any way in life also. But when you talk about modeling, then it becomes important because at the end of the day, you are the face of a brand.
So, any special memory about your career that you carry in your heart?
I think every show is special, every memory is great, and meeting new people in my profession is always nice. I almost meet 40, 50 new people. It's funny, if I actually check my phone, I have more than 15,000 numbers. And so, yeah, it's always nice to meet new people. You learn a lot, and I think knowledge is unstoppable, I always say. And so it's always good. But when you talk about memory, I think in my career, I think if I would say something which is in a very quick manner, I think I always believe work with dignity. Don't work out of just compulsion. When you're working anywhere, I think respect is very important. You give it and you take it as well. You can't ask for respect. That's always something that has to come very naturally. So one memory that you talk about is, well, I can't name the name of the politician, but I remember once I was invited to meet a politician. Somewhere in Kalkaji for a meeting, and the PR deal happened. It was a fundraiser event, and that was supposed to happen in a stadium. And I remember that memory was good because I learned my lesson there, which I would love to share. So there was something, sometimes you meet politicians, they aren't very. It's a mix kind of a nature. So something, we had a conversation which he was not very polite or not very, very gestures weren't great. Some of them, I don't want to get into the details of it. And the memory where I remember is that after a certain conversation, I actually, everything was done. Obviously you work somewhere, you take an advance amount and then you start working, right? Your professional fee. Even that got to me on the table. But I got up and I refused it. I returned it back and I left. I can't get into the details of it, but it was just a general thing. I got off. Trust me, the next day, that person called me up. That person spoke to me. That person kind of apologized and took my address, sent me the advance again, and we worked for them. Now, why did I share this story and why does that story become very special is a lesson. See, after that, trust me, today when I'm sitting with you, he's a great friend.
Nice.
That change has happened. And we have worked together for a lot of projects. But what the difference was, if I would have accepted that point of time, that gesture, he would have always treated me just like an outsourced company or hired company. The respect would have not been there, the money would have been there. But now it's both. So it makes a huge difference, I think, when you have to make sure that when you're working, you work with respect and you give that as well. So I think that one memory gave me a great lesson to learn, and I think that's what something I'm carrying forward with me.
So one last question.
Sure.
What does fashion means to you? Like personally, what is fashion to you?
See, fashion for me, it's a interesting connect I'll make. Fashion for me is confidence. If you're not confident, anything you wear, you cannot carry it. You cannot wear it. At the end of the day, it is your confidence what you carry. Fashion, wearing a smartwatch is also fashion, right? Wearing smart heels, doing your hair well is also fashion. I always say, everybody, all of you, when I'm talking such a thing, you will give introspect in yourself and you'll think that there is one thing in you that makes you confident. I mean, in your attire. Something that it can be a bracelet, it could be a watch, it could be your specs, it could be anything, it could be your anklet, it could be anything for that matter. So similarly, when I talk about myself, for me, if my hair are not done well, I don't feel confident at times. If I forget to wear my watch, there are times when I've gone for a meeting and went back all the way if I've forgotten my watch, my wristwatch, and I've gone back to wear it. So I think somewhere or the other, there is one thing in yourself which boosts up the fashion in you and the confidence in you. So for me, fashion completely is confidence.
Thank you so much. So it was very lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
To have you at Mava Studios. And it was very, very proud moment for us to have you for this conversation. And
thank you so much for that. In fact, it's a pleasure for me as well. Like I said, AAFT has been something that I'm very deeply and very emotionally connected to. In fact, most of your students from your BJMC and college come to me from their internships. And it's always a pleasure. It's always great to be here. And every time I come, there is a new building, there's a new studio, there's a new room, and smiling new faces. So it's always great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
And for more such videos, keep watching AAFT 24/7 Noida.